All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to perform an autopsy on a real estate investment. Seriously, we're going to dissect it layer by layer to understand what really makes a property tick, both the good and, of course, the bad. And our subject under the microscope today is DC Residency, a pretty well-known luxury development right here in Kuala Lumpur.
Now, on the surface, this property looks like an absolute home run. I mean, it seems to check every single box. So the big question we're asking is simple. Is this investment really as perfect as it looks, or is there a lot more to the story?
Okay, so let's start the dissection. We're using DC Residency because, well, it's a perfect specimen of what people in the industry call a blue chip property. You know, prestigious, prime location, top-tier developer. The idea is, by breaking this one down, we can learn how to analyze any investment and see what's really going on beneath that shiny surface.
First things first, let's build the case for this investment. What's the dream scenario here? We're going to look at all the reasons an investor would be absolutely thrilled about this property. You know, the perfect picture you see in the glossy brochure.
And here it is. I mean, this slide, it reads like an investor's ultimate wish list, doesn't it? A freehold title in Damansara Heights. We're talking one of the most prestigious postcodes in the entire country. You've got real transit access, an integrated mall, high-end fittings. This is the exact combination that attracts some serious money.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the core appeal. The whole live, work, play concept isn't just a marketing buzzword here. It is a reality. So just imagine, you're living in a luxury apartment, you walk through a completely sheltered walkway to your grade A office, and then you meet up with friends at the mall or the five-star Sofitel hotel without ever needing your car. That kind of convenience, it's a powerful, powerful magnet.
And that convenience gets cranked up another notch because it's a true transit-oriented development, or a TOD. Just like the slide says. That means a direct, covered 400-meter walkway straight to the MRT. Now, for professionals who want to escape that soul-crushing city traffic, a feature like this isn't just a nice bonus, it's an absolute deal-breaker.
Okay, so does all this dream stuff actually translate into cold, hard returns? Oh, you bet it does. The smaller, high-demand units can pull in a rental yield of up to 5.42%. Let me tell you, in the world of high-end property, that is a very strong number. It promises some excellent cash flow for an investor. And who's actually paying these premium rents? Well, we're talking about C-suite executives, professionals from multinational corporations, and affluent expats. These are people who value their time and convenience above pretty much everything else, and they are willing to pay a premium for the lifestyle that DC Residency offers. They're basically the ideal, stable tenant base every landlord dreams about. All right, that all sounds fantastic. Maybe a little too good to be true? And that, my friends, is our cue to shift gears. Now, we're going to dig a little deeper into the data and see the other side of the coin, the harsh reality check. This is the exact question every smart investor asks when something looks this perfect. What am I missing here? What is the hidden risk? Because let me tell you, there's always a trade-off. And there it is. The single number just shatters that perfect picture. Despite those strong rental yields, the overall capital growth since launch has been negative 6.29%. Just let that sink in for a second. While it's generating cash every single month, the asset itself has actually lost value on paper. So why the negative growth? Well, a huge reason is sitting right next door. As you can see, Pavilion Damansara Heights is the brand new, massive challenger that has just entered the ring. This creates intense, direct competition for the exact same pool of tenants, and that puts a really hard ceiling on both rental and price growth for the incumbent. And yeah, the MRT access is a huge plus, but there's a flip side. The source memo calls the peak hour traffic a major livability issue. Now, this isn't just some minor inconvenience. It is a significant daily frustration for any resident who still depends on a car, and that fundamentally chips away at the whole luxury experience. And finally, you've got the hidden costs. See, DC Residency is on a commercial land title, not a residential one. And what that means for an owner, as this slide points out, are higher recurring bills for electricity, water, and property taxes. These costs just eat directly into your net profit month after month. So we have two completely different stories, don't we? The dream of a perfect rental machine and the reality of negative growth and these logistical headaches. So how do we reconcile these two narratives to reach a final verdict? This scorecard lays out the core trade-off perfectly. I mean, for every major pro, there is an equally powerful con. You get strong rental income, but it comes at the cost of capital growth. You get amazing MRT access, but you have to endure that crippling traffic. You get that blue-chip prestige, but now you're facing intense new competition. So the crucial point here is that this property isn't just good or bad. It's just for a very specific type of investor. Think of it like a blue-chip bond. It provides stable, predictable income, but you don't expect it to double in value. It is absolutely not for someone who's looking for a high-growth stock that's going to deliver aggressive capital appreciation.
And that brings us to the single most important lesson from this entire analysis. There is no such thing as a perfect investment. Every single one involves a trade-off. The key isn't just knowing what you're getting, it's about understanding what you're giving up to get it. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. In today's uncertain economic climate, does the stability of a solid rental yield from a blue-chip bond property become more valuable than the risky promise of growth from a growth stock property? Well, that's the question every investor has to answer for themselves.